Hi, and welcome to Fedmail. Thank you for joining us on this Friday afternoon. Hope you're in good health and in good spirits. Let's begin first with some world news, which is what we usually do. We're going to start first in France, where there were massive protests this week in response to a police shooting of a teenager. And while this doesn't directly involve the Jewish community, a Holocaust memorial was vandalized in the area. Thankfully, political leadership in France really stood up and called that out, and saying how terrible it was that a Holocaust memorial was vandalized. But as is usually the case when there's upheaval or riots or protests in a society, the Jewish community can too often become the target. So we're watching that very closely, along with, of course, our partners on the ground in France and neighboring countries where some of these protests have also happened. In Russia, the Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich remains in captivity, but there are talks now for a potential prisoner swap. And it was reported that he had been visited, Evan Gershkovich was visited by U.S. diplomatic officials who said that he was in good health. So that was good news, and perhaps we'll see him coming home soon. Turning now to Israel, where there was a lot going on in the region over the past week, beginning with a major anti-terror operation in Jenin involving over 1,000 IDF troops, military aircraft. It was the largest such operation since the end of the Intifada. Broke up a number of terror cells and uncovered hundreds of bombs and bomb-making factories. So it was a pretty serious, significant operation and significant finds while they were on the ground there. There were also 2 terror attacks, one in Tel Aviv, where there was a car ramming, and a shooting outside of Kedumim. So a lot going on there. Tensions remain very high. Turning now to our own community, just want to make sure there are a few programs on your calendar, beginning with a Central Mass Jewish Theater Company production of a show called Murano, Tale of the Inquisition, taking place July 22nd, 23rd. We're highlighting that one. Want to make sure that that one's on your calendar. PJ Library has a meetup on July 9th. Young Adult Division has 3 programs coming up, July 13th, 23rd, and August 13th. Havarim has a July 13th program that I believe is at Broken Creek Winery. And Bet Shalom has the Bet Shalom lunches. Nancy Greenberg helps to put this on. Those for those in the community who are 60 and up can attend. And I'm pleased to announce that Jewish Federation has made it possible for you to order kosher lunches for that. So if you'd like to do so, get in touch with Nancy Greenberg. Her information is below in Fedmail. You can find that on the flyer. On July 29th, there will be a very special Shabbat program at Beth Israel, where we will be bringing in 2 soldiers through FIDF and Jewish Federation. They're going to be with us for Shabbat and talking during the service, and they will be giving remarks during the service, I should say, and then there will be a luncheon to follow. And there is a trip put on by the JCC to Tanglewood on July 30th. You don't want to miss that. And I also want to make sure that you know that this is now the 3 weeks of mourning period leading up to Tisha B'Av. If you're not familiar with it, you should certainly reach out to one of our congregations, one of our rabbis, and they'll explain. But in the course of Jewish history, a number of tragedies befell our people during this time period, culminating, of course, with the destruction of both temples on Tisha B'Av. In addition to the Inquisition taking place during that time, the liquidation of some of the ghettos during the Holocaust, and other really serious tragedies. So certainly a period of mourning over the next 3 weeks. With that, I want to thank you for supporting Jewish life in Central Mass and beyond. As we've said before, if you haven't yet made your pledge to the annual campaign, now's the time to do so. And Shabbat Shalom. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.